Hey guys and gals, this is Cal from Dirty Weasel. I've got an update for Skyrim Special Edition after the update, and it is 10:38 in the morning on October 4th, which means that the update was done 24 hours ago. I wanted to do this yesterday, but just kind of held off because I thought there might be things that shaked out and new information to bring to you as the time went on. If you're looking for a rage video about the Creation Club and how it's going to screw up modding, this isn't it. This is an objective view of the Creation Club from a modder's perspective and taking a look at the whole thing and saying, this is what we've got. This is what we're going to deal with. I'm very pragmatic about things. I'm not going to just rage about how the Creation Club is going to be the end of modding as we know it. It's just not going to happen. So let's just take a look at our Skyrim Special Edition main directory. And what we're going to see is a couple things. We have the Skyrim SE.exec. It was updated yesterday at 10:07 a.m. my time. When you also look at the other files, you notice that nothing else has really changed in this main directory. It's going to get down to the data folder. You can see we've got some changes there. Creations, that's a new folder. Nothing's in there. That's Creation Club stuff. When you open up your data folder, you'll notice that there is no automatic download of the Creation Club mods. That is something Bethesda promised that they would not do to us. Now, if you're a console gamer, that may be different. I'm hearing that they do upload those automatically to you. So let's look at a couple different things. Number one, your master files, Hearthfire, Dawnguard, Dragonborn, and Update have all been changed, as well as the Skyrim.esm. What that means is if you have cleaned your master files for any type of modding, you will have to go through and clean them again. That means making new backups and whatever else. When you look at this, you can see that we've got no big changes on the BSAs, but you do have a couple different changes as far as the shaders and the Skyrim patch.bsa. When we go back into the main directory, you'll notice that the Bink w64.dll has not changed, but I'll come back to this in a second as far as DLL mods. The creation kit has not changed for me, probably because I haven't gone through and updated it. But what that means is you got some things going on that you're going to have to update, and that means primarily the master file cleaning. When we open up Mod Organizer, you can see this is my non-SKSE profile, and the reason why I have that is because I'm not ready to make the jump yet. And SKSE 64, SkyUI, Mod Organizer 2 combo doesn't work. So until I come up with a workaround for that, we're just going to go with this. And I wanted to just go ahead and run Skyrim Special Edition and see what we've got. And the first thing you'll notice is that Skyrim SE.exec's current version is unsupported, requires version 1.4.2. That's in relation to the Skyrim Uncapper. And that is also going to get down to SSE fixes, but we will talk about that after we kind of go in and take a look at things. Press OK. Okay, here we are at our main menu screen. You can see the Creation Club news right at the top. There is a mod to get rid of this. I don't really care about their silly jokes about, you're all ready for this? No, I don't need that. But, you know, we can go ahead and talk about the mod later on. I'll just show that to you. I'll also have the link in the description on how to get rid of this. So you got some new options here. You got Creation Club is the biggest one. Let's go ahead and hit that. I have already gone through and opened it once and logged into Bethesda.net. So I don't have to do that again, so I don't have to show you all my passwords. Okay, and straight off, you can see we got some featured things here. And the first thing I want to talk about is number one, just for signing up for Bethesda.net, you get 100 Bethesda bucks or credits or whatever they're calling these things. You know, the purchase credits, you can go through and kind of go through Steam and do that, but I'm just going to go ahead and close that out. I'm not really caring about that. So you've got, this is the feature page. This is survival mode. I have not opened this yet. I have not bought it yet. I basically just downloaded it because I want to test it later on. And I'm not sure there's any way to manage the file outside of going into the main directory and disabling it. So I'm just leaving it off for now. I'm going to come back to that later. Ruins Edge. It's a special bow. You can see kind of what the description is on this. I'm not going to get into too many options on this. I'm just going to say, okay, it's for each arrow shot has the chance to cast a spell. All right, fine, whatever. I'm just going to go back. This is the Divine Crusader. This is Knights of the Nine armor. And I'll tell you, objective opinion, doesn't look very good. There's a lot better armor out there. I found that there's a very simple quest to get it off some bandits. It's not even lore friendly, let's say. So, okay. You know, just like I said, objectively, the textures aren't very good. I don't think there's anything special about this. It's a harken back to Oblivion. Matter of fact, it looks like they use the same textures as Oblivion, so no big improvement there. Plague of the Dead. This is basically a couple of Radiant quests. You may have zombies, but basically it's going to be a retextured Draugr. They even carry weapons. I don't remember zombies carrying weapons, but that's what it is. And I've heard that it's not like the zombie hordes. It's just different places at different times. Now, as far as cost goes on this, 1 per 100 is my approximation. I would say these 4 are probably not really worth it. Once survival mode hits, it'll be about $5. That's not bad if you want to go ahead and get this for PS4 and think that it's going to be a big change. It probably will be for PS4 users, but you know, Xbox 360 has access to Frostfall with much better mod. If you have PC, obviously I need Frostfall Campfire combo would be much better for you. So let's keep going on here. We got apparel, arcane accessories for $1. This is probably, you know, worthwhile if you're looking at things. From robes that grant spellcasting bonuses to ancient tomes holding powerful spells like Paralysis, Rune, and Unbound Frost. This pack will increase any mage's effectiveness. Okay, $1. Let's say that may be worth it to some people. We've already talked about the Divine Crusader. Creatures we've seen, gameplay we've seen, and weapons. Now, there is the Arcane Archer pack for $1.50-ish. Probably give your hunting a magical advantage with equipment designed for archers like telekinesis arrows, soul stealer arrows, and a unique power that equips a bound quiver. Is it worth $1.50? That's subjective. I don't know. But it is what it is. Chrysamere. This is another harken back to Oblivion. For $3, probably not worth it. Powerful magic. Looking at the textures on this, pretty poor. I don't see anything there. Like I said, this is just a rehash of an old Oblivion weapon. I don't see anything there that's really that interesting. Divine Crusader we've seen. Rune's Edge we've seen. Staff of Sheogorath for $2.50. Symbol of office for the Mad God Sheogorath. This grotesque staff has the power to stop opponents in their tracks. I've heard that it is not a stop time effect. It's basically like a paralysis effect. I don't think that this is all that great. So for $2.50, everything is subjective. You just have to go into it. Stendar's Hammer for $2. Rumored to be wielded by Stendar, the god of righteous might and merciful forbearance himself. This two-handed hammer will deliver devastation to any foe. I've heard that this does not have any magical effect. The textures are okay. Kind of looks interesting. There's probably nothing fabulous about this, being that it doesn't have a magical effect. Okay, it's just basically a big hammer that looks nice for $2. So that's all we've got. Now, is it that big of a deal for any of these? I think that probably they're a little overpriced, but everything is subjective. It's up to you. I don't think that most of these are worth stuff. As far as the survival mode, it's free right now. Give it a try. If you can deactivate it, great. I'm going to escape and go back. Let's load in a game for my people. Let's all saves. These are all tests that I did last night. Let's go ahead and grab this one. This is Fiona. She's level 17 at this point. 15, excuse me. There's Lydia. There's Rhoda. It looks like Skyhead is working. Okay, there's a weapon. The magic bar for the enchanted weapon and my stamina bar works just fine. Let's go ahead and equip a spell. Just frost, fire, flame runes. Yep, there's the magic bar. So everything seems to be working just fine on this. So it looks good. How you doing, Lydia? Get off the current furniture, please. Something I have to check. Oh, look, it's nighttime. Not that it's a big deal. Yeah, let's just do that. That seems to be working just fine. Frostfall is working, yeah. Okay, let's check. I'm going to turn on my controller so I can go through this very easily. Hang on. Okay, let's check my interface for my hack version of Skylight UI. Seems to be working. Everything seems to be fine. I'm not seeing any issues here. So Skylight UI seems to be working. The favorites menu seems to be working. I don't see any problems there. Toggle lantern. Oh, there goes my lantern. Cheska's wearable lanterns worked really well. Something we're going to test, and this is the big thing. We need to test the map because this gets down to the DLL plugin loader. We've had reports of things crashing. Let's see what happens when I open my map. Boom, I have a map. Okay, so it didn't crash for me, but I have reports of other people having map crashes related to the DLL plugin loader. I remember I use Ice Penguin's map, so that may be changing it, but I do have a map. I could probably fast travel if I wanted to, but it seems to be working just fine. Check my system. Okay, quit, load. Everything's been going there. Check my settings and controls. Gameplay. Master difficulty. Some people are saying it's not saving. Let's put it down to Adept. And check it again. Gameplay. Okay, it's back at Adept. It's not causing any problems with me. So, I think that it's probably working just fine as far as Skylight UI. Like I said, this is not a hack version of Sky UI 5. This is the Russian hack version of Sky UI 3. Yes, hate me for having it. I'm slightly not really caring about, a hack version of something like that because this is before SKSE and the Skylight UI or Sky UI came available, so I had to have something that looked good and that I could use. But let's just close out and we'll talk about a few other things. Okay, now we're back on the main screen. We've already seen some updates. The unofficial Skyrim Special Edition patch has a new version. It is version 4.1. It is for SE. You definitely need that if you're going to use the new version of Skyrim Special Edition 1.5.3. Let's go take a look at that. Okay, things I do know. There is a new version of the unofficial Skyrim Special Edition patch by Arthmore for version 1.5.3. We talked about that one. Sky UI 5 has an update as well if you're using SKSE 64. And just so you know, SKSE 64 has been updated as well for the new version that was done a couple days ahead of time based off of the patches. So you're going to need the new version on that. It is version 5.2 SE for Sky UI 5. And we start getting into the problems. People have been reporting a crash at map opening. So you saw I did not have the problem, but other people are reporting it. And what they're finding that is that the DLL plugin loaders used for mods like SSE Fixes and the Skyrim Skill Uncapper are causing crashes on map, and there are issues. So this is the DLL plugin loader. I think the other ones that come with the Uncapper, let's see, this is the one that uses, there's one of my videos. All right. Did not know he'd put that up there. Shadowman's DLL plugin loader may have the same thing, so you may have issues with that. Both of them need to be updated. So in the meantime, you can go through and read the descriptions. I have not worked out the solutions for this, but if you want to see some descriptions on how to solve this, there are some things in the descriptions of these mod pages that you can make changes in the ini files. I don't know if they work or not, but I would say that give them a try. I'm not sure they're going to work. There are some other solutions about disabling the Bink W64.dll and then re-enabling it for the DLL plugin loader. I don't know if that's going to work. But you're going to see a lot of updates in the next couple days. These are the updates that I have for last night. All of these are related to the new updated version of Skyrim SE. But I imagine there's going to be more coming very soon. And I think you're going to start to see more and more SKSE 64 type mods being updated. So you're going to have a lot of things go out of date now because you're going to see stuff like, iHUD, customizable camera came up. There's other mods out there that are becoming more SKSE 64 that are eliminating some of the older mods. With that in mind, I may have to change over to Nexus Mod Manager. I'm still working on a solution to get Mod Organizer 2 to work with SKSE 64, but that's a different issue. My brief testing on SKSE 64 with the new version of SkyUI and the new update for Skyrim SE, everything seems to be working fine. That's running it through Nexus Mod Manager, not through Mod Organizer because it just causes too many problems, but that's where we are. Hopefully, I'll be able to bring you more news if I have a concrete solution for the DLL plugin loader, or if I hear anything new, I'll let you know. But for the meantime, that's what I know. You're going to have to clean your master files again. You're going to have to, wait for an update on your DLL plugin loaders for SSE fixes and the uncapper or any of the other DLL type mods that you may have. As far as gameplay goes, try it out. If I come up with a concrete solution on, let's tell you what, let's just go ahead and buy the new survival mode and take a look. All right, let's just see what happens when I purchase the survival mode for 0 credits when I have 100 for signing up for the Creation Club. Survival mode. Buy now. Sure you want to buy it? Yes. And installed. Okay. Back. Yes. We'll reload in and see what happens here. Okay, add-ons doesn't do anything. Credits, quit. Okay, so I don't see any way to turn on or turn off. Let's go back to Ruta. Is there any way to disable on any of these things? Quest, system, controls. No. Settings, gameplay. Put that at depth. Show floating marker, save on rest, save on travel, save on character menu. I don't see any way of controlling the new survival mode in this. Now, just remember, there is no UI elements because I'm using SkyHUD. That's something to keep in mind, that if you are using SkyHUD and you enable the survival mode, you won't have any of this, any icons at all. But for right now, let's go ahead and just quit out. Okay. What is that? Overwrite. There's something in my overwrite? Interesting. What are these? Hey, look at that. That is new. I did not know that. So it actually, when you use Mod Organizer 2, it dropped them into your overwrite. Well, that's kind of interesting. Let's just close that down. This is new information. Skyrim Special Edition. Data. Yeah, I don't see anything as far as the survival mode stuff. It's back in my Mod Organizer 2. Interesting. So you could, this is mods. Okay, it's in my overwrite. I'm learning something new here. So you could, if you use Mod Organizer 2 and have this, you could package these up. Let's open it back up. See, this is all live testing, guys. This is kind of like a live stream. You could, since we know this is in our overwrite, we have the BSA and an ESL. That is the new file format. We can close that down. Create a mod. Call it survival mode. Press OK. Look at that. Huh. Now, nothing's going to show up as far as an ESL goes on this, I don't think. Nope. Nothing will show up on there as far as my plugins. Data. Here it is, a BSA and an ESL. Stand by. Let me check something out. Okay, we're back to the main menu. I'm going to load in the same Fiona save. And I'm going to see if it works with an existing save. Let's go back to Ruta. I've turned off SkyHUD, and I've turned off Skylight UI. Yeah, SkyHUD's off. Okay, interesting. Go outside. Live testing, guys. Okay, automatically we get a survival mode. Enable survival mode. You can turn it on or turn it off. You can disable survival mode anytime from the gameplay settings menu. So that probably was a test, or, you know, if you didn't have it enabled before, you could not have it in the gameplay settings. Okay. Let's enable it. Oh, there's my first symbol. I've got a warming. Okay. So, see if it recognizes the fire here. Yeah, it recognizes the fire from Ruta for the little forge here. Okay. All right, so it seems to work just fine as far as that goes. I'll have to do more testing, but this is live testing, guys, so this is just kind of a spur of the moment. So we're going to close out of this. So what did we learn? If you're using Mod Organizer 2 and you haven't installed SKSE and you install the survival mode through the creation kit, you can make a mod out of it by going into your overwrite and create a mod. So it stands to reason that you could package up the ESL and the BSA if it's dropped in, if you're using Nexus Mod Manager, let's say, and it's been dropped into your data files, you could package them both up, create an archive. Let's just say you took them both out. You could create a, let's say they were in your data files, and this is just an example. Survival mode. There we go. You could take these two mods, the BSA and the ESL, you could pull them out of your data files, put them on your desktop, and create an archive with them, package them up, install them through Nexus Mod Manager, and you would have control. So that's an option for you if you want to have it, you know, more control over it, if you want to have it or not have it. But you also saw in the game features, if you're not using a UI mod, that you could have it for that as well. So a little bit of live testing. Like I say, sometimes I do this live. That's new. That's it for now, guys. Like I said, if I come up with more information on the SSE fixes and the DLL plugin loader solution, I'll come up with that. If I come up with a solution for Mod Organizer 2 to work with SKSE 64, you'll see that as well. That's all I've got for now, guys. My name's Cal. I'm from Dirty Weasel, and I'm signing off.